Yo, what's going on guys? Havoc, But today we're going to be talking about some things that only OGs will probably remember. If you just started playing a couple months ago or last year, you may know some of these due to, history videos or people talk about it often. But I'm going to try and keep this list less obvious and try and just talk about things that go way back. As always though, there's going to be some gift cards hidden inside the video somewhere. Whoever finds it first gets to keep it. Also at the end of the video, there's going to be an explanation as to why there's no international gift cards in the videos. So if you want to find out, stick to the end. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. Everyone hated the game at first. I haven't seen a lot of people mention this, but it was a real thing. When the game first came out, the game wasn't received too well by a lot of people. It wasn't because you couldn't play on Android or because you had to be in specific countries to play the beta. It was simply because people weren't feeling it too much at first. In my personal experience, I started uploading Clash Royale the day of soft launch, and well, people kept disliking the video, commenting that nobody played the game, and telling me to stop uploading this trash game. Obviously, those comments didn't age well. Eventually though, I stopped uploading Clash Royale due to the pressure because I believed nobody in fact liked watching it. Little did I know that was a bad idea because the game blew up and I kept uploading Clash of Clans for months after that. Moral of the story, you shouldn't listen to haters. Point of the story though is different from the moral of the story. People hated Clash Royale when it first came out, and only the true OGs remember this. Sure, players might hate it today, but it's not the same as completely turning their back on a new game and hating those who uploaded it. The old king emote sounds. Yes, we still have these emotes, but did you know that they had multiple sounds each? Probably not. Well, maybe some of you knew because you're true OGs or you've seen it on video somewhere. Nowadays though, they only have one sound each, and I'm not sure why Supercell had to remove them. If you're wondering though, I'll play the old sounds to give you a bit of nostalgia. Ah!
Hooray! No!
Yup. Feel old yet? To be exact, the emote sounds were removed in June 2018, right before new emotes were introduced, after only having 4 of them for over 2 years. Some people thought they had accidentally removed them, like, oh no, they're definitely gonna add them back, right? Once they realize they've accidentally removed it, they'll put it back. But that wasn't the case, it was not accidental. To players who started playing in the summer of 2018, they never got to experience the good old king sounds. Product Red. To summarize it, Product Red is a company named Red, who partners up with companies like Apple to make exclusive devices and offers to help fight AIDS. 100% of the money made from Product Red iPhones and offers are given to fight the cause. So in Clash Royale, they had an exclusive tower skin offer that costs $5. When purchased, you were given 500 gems and a red king tower skin. But here's the thing, nobody actually got to keep it longer than a couple weeks. It was only available for a few days, and Supercell never hosted one for Clash Royale again. It's pretty unfortunate that they never did, because this was back in 2016 when the game was still fairly new. Not many people got to experience it or even see the skin, so I had to include it on this list. It's definitely one that I can't forget. Actually spending gems to buy silver, gold, and magical chest. It may seem dumb to even think of paying money for a chest that we pull from literally every match, but back in the day we didn't really have that many options. Plus, these chests were still considered good. And that last one right there, well, that was the best in the entire game. You can imagine why we bought them. These chests didn't last long in the shop though, because quickly after the game came out globally, giant chests and super magical chests were introduced, which ended up replacing the silver and gold out of the shop. Now you know why I consider this an OG thing, because for like 2 or 3 months, we could buy these chests, and never again. Player has left the match. I'm not exactly sure when this was removed from the game, but I remember I actually told you if someone left the match due to Wi-Fi issues or just plain old rage quit. Now there is a reason why this was removed, and it was to prevent the match turning into a rush to get that 3 crown while the disconnected player tried to get back. But we aren't here to talk about why, but more of the experience that we will never feel again. When that message popped up, it truly did feel like the match was in your hands, and it was in fact a race to just drop everything and try and get that 3 count before the player came back. Even if it was a Wi-Fi issue, well, too bad. Free 3 crown. It sounds a little harsh, but maybe it was best that it was removed, because now we don't know if a player has left, and if they did accidentally, they can come back and keep playing. Grinding for achievements. Achievements were removed when they were replaced by quests. Sure, quests seemed a bit better, and they actually gave you more rewards in the long run, but only true OGs remember how much of a grind these old achievements were. Especially Friend in Need. It was rather hard back in the day. Now, I've said this before, but I'm not exactly sure why it was removed rather than just keeping them. After all, achievements were longer and permanent challenges, whereas quests are more of a smaller challenge you can complete quickly for a smaller reward. But you know, it's been a while now, and it's been long forgotten. Well, not for me, but yeah. RIP to them dank achievements. You didn't know what cards were available to unlock until you actually reached that specific arena. You couldn't always see what you didn't have like this. They showed up as a mystery card until you reached that arena. So instead of seeing this, where you can see what cards they are, I mean, obviously, you'd see this, just a question mark with no picture of it. Not even the name, just nothing. I'm not exactly sure when this was changed, but this is definitely a throwback to the early Clash Royale days. Normal card levels. This one wasn't too far back, but I thought it was old enough to include in this video. I'm sure you've heard me mention it before, like a million times, but Clash Royale cards level system was drastically changed in the fall of 2018. Cards no longer started at level 1, they actually now ended off at the max level of 13. And since rares, epics, and legendaries never maxed at level 13, they now started at different levels. A little confusing, but here's a graph to show it. This graph explains it incredibly well. Rares started at level 3, epics started at level 6, and legendary started at level 9. Now I'm not here to talk about why it was changed, but rather the experience of getting used to it. It took some of us ages to get used to it, and personally for me, longer. It's certainly an OG player thing, having only like 6 arenas. When Clash Royale soft launched, surprisingly it only had 7 arenas. Goblin Stadium at Arena 1, Bone Pit Arena 2, Barbarian Bowl Arena 3, Pekka's Playhouse Arena 4, Spell Valley Arena 5, and Royal Arena, which was Arena 6. And get this, that only required 1,700 trophies. Of course, 7 arenas if you want to include training camp, but I mean, like, who does that, so yeah. Anyways, the highest arena possible only required 1,700 trophies, like we just mentioned. And oh god, back in the day, it felt like a lot of trophies. Obviously now it seems like everyone's at 4K without even trying, so times have changed a lot. Also, yeah, I forgot to mention that some of these arenas were renamed and also moved around, but I think that was obvious. Nowadays, there's an astonishing 13 arenas with 10 different leagues. Wow, we've come a long way. The hype of getting an epic, or even a legendary. It seems like nowadays pulling an epic is no big deal at all. In fact, legendaries may be getting to that point if they haven't already. It seems like we're just due for another rarity. And there's been a lot of talk, leaks, and speculation that is happening for the past 2 years. In 2020 though, since there's just so many epics and too many legendaries, the chances of getting one of them have gone up and they aren't very hype worthy anymore. So only OG players really remember nearly pissing their pants when unlocking an epic. And when legendaries came out, you can forget about that. The idea of donating epics and trading legendaries was rolled out by Supercell for years. Remember back in the day when people laughed at the fact that we wanted to donate epics? Well, yeah. Epics were so rare, we couldn't even donate them until like late 2017. Yeah, nearly 2 years after the game came out. And after some time, things changed and we were allowed to donate them, but only once every Sunday. Legendaries though, well, we never got to donate those for obvious reasons, but you never know. Nowadays, trading is a thing, and it's easier than ever to get epics and legendaries by just trading whatever you want. Screenshotting decks, because you only had one deck slot, and there was no share functionality, not even copying. Yeah, we had it a little rough back then. I've mentioned how we only had one deck slot before in numerous of videos, but I never actually explained how it felt to experience that. Think of it as only having one class in Call of Duty. It would honestly be so horrible because you'd have to go back and change everything every time you wanted to use a different setup. Or that time before Clash of Clans had a base editor. You had to move everything around in such an annoying way just to have a different base. These two examples is how it felt in Clash Royale. Whenever the meta changed or whenever you felt like switching from a golem deck to hot cycle was just, it was something else. We ended up screenshotting decks or sending each other screenshots through text message just to change our decks. There was no links to easily share decks either, so there was no copying, there was none of that, there was just nothing. But if you look at it now, it is much more different. 5 deck slots, copying, sharing, it's pretty easy now. So guys, that is my list for the 12 things only OG players will remember. Like I said in the beginning of the video, some of you might know these things due to history videos or, you know, other YouTubers talking about it, articles or whatever, but I tried my best to gather some things that are not extremely obvious. Now, for those of you who are wondering why I don't include gift cards for other countries in my videos, it's really simple and I've explained it before, but I'll say it again for those of you who probably missed it. Now, the main reason why, there's actually 2 reasons, and one, my viewer base is mostly based in the US, which brings me to number 2, the reason number 2. Since I live here, it's actually easier to get gift cards for your own country. If I wanted to get a gift card for, let's say, Canada or India, I would have to find a website that can actually give it to me or ask someone in those countries to buy it for me. It's a lot complicated than you think. So yeah, I'm truly sorry, but don't worry, I do giveaways often. If you guys watch my videos a lot, you guys know that sometimes I do random gift card giveaways that are not in the video. It's not going to be as often as just me putting gift cards in videos, but don't worry, I still do international giveaways once in a while. So yeah, I hope you guys understand. But anyways, that should be it for today's video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching. Have a gaming out. Peace!